The letter arrived on a Monday. Plain envelope. My name on the front. The company logo in the top left corner. The company my father built. The company I had worked in for 7 years. The company whose original shareholder agreement. Add my name on page 4 next to my father's. I stood at my kitchen counter and I opened it. It was 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph informed me that following a board resolution passed on the 14th of the month, my shareholding in the company had been reduced to 0, effective immediately. The second paragraph thanked me for my contributions. That was it. 2 paragraphs. 7 years. Gone. My name is Lauren. I am 31 years old. I left the company 8 months ago to start my own consultancy. My father, James, said he was proud of me. He hugged me at my leaving party. He gave a speech about watching me grow. He talked about the early years, when I used to sit in his office after school doing homework, at the small desk he kept in the corner for me. He talked about the day I joined the company properly. He said some things come full circle. 20 people in that room heard him say it. I was one of them. 3 months after that speech, he started removing my shares. I did not know that yet when I read the letter. I just stood at my counter with the envelope in my hand and read it twice and then put it flat on the counter and looked at it. The company logo looked the same as it always had. I had helped redesign it 4 years ago. Spent 3 weeks with a design firm getting the proportions right. My father had loved the result. He had sent a company-wide email saying his daughter had given the business a new face. That logo was now on a letter telling me I owned nothing. I called my father. He answered on the second ring. Lauren, he said. I was going to call you. I have the letter, I said. Silence. Dad, I said. What did you do? It was a board decision, he said. You are no longer active in the business. The board felt it was appropriate to realign the shareholding structure. I helped build that company, I said. I worked there for 7 years. You left, he said. You made a choice. Those shares were in my name since I was 22. I said, that was not conditional on my employment. The board disagreed, he said. You are the board, I said. You have controlling interest. Nothing passes without you. He was quiet. Dad, I said, tell me the truth. Did you vote for this? The truth, he said, is that the company is entering a new phase. New investors, new structure. It was cleaner this way. New investors, I said. He did not answer. I hung up. I sat down at my kitchen table. My hands were steady. My mind was not. I thought about 7 years. Early mornings. Late nights. The year the company nearly went under and I worked 4 months without drawing a full salary because we needed the cash flow. The clients I had brought in, the systems I had built, the processes I had documented so carefully that new staff could follow them without asking questions. The day my father had put his hand on my shoulder and said this will all mean something one day, I thought about what cleaner this way meant. New investors, new structure. Someone was buying the company. I sat at that table for a long time. I made tea I did not drink. I thought about my father's face at my leaving party, the hug that had felt genuine, the speech that had made 2 people in the room cry, including my mother. I thought about whether any of it had been real or whether I had been reading warmth into a performance for so long I had forgotten to look underneath it. I thought about the small desk in the corner of his office, the one he kept there for me when I was a child. I used to sit there after school and do my homework, while he took calls and signed documents and ran the business I would one day be part of. I thought I had understood what that desk meant, that he had wanted me close, that he had been building something he intended to share. I was not certain anymore what it had meant. I did not reach a conclusion that evening. I called a corporate attorney that afternoon, a woman named Sandra who had handled a contract dispute for my consultancy 6 months earlier. I explained the situation. I sent her the letter. She called me back the next morning. Lauren, she said, this letter is not standard procedure. Removing a named shareholder requires specific conditions to be met under the original shareholder agreement. Do you have a copy of that agreement? I have the copy I was given when I was added to it, I said. Send it to me, she said. I sent it. She called back 2 hours later. There is a clause, she said, Section 9. Subsection C, it allows for shareholding reallocation in the event of sustained non-participation in company operations for a period exceeding 12 consecutive months. I left 8 months ago. I said, exactly, she said. 8 months is not 12. This removal was premature by 4 months at minimum, and that is assuming the clause was applied correctly in the first place, which I am not certain it was. Can they do this? I said. Not legally. She said, not yet. And possibly not at all, depending on how the clause was originally written. I need to see the full company founding documents, not just your copy of the shareholder agreement. The original incorporation documents, the founding agreement, everything filed at the time the company was registered. I do not have those, I said. Do you know who drafted them? She said. I thought about it. A lawyer named Robert Ellis, I said. He was my father's attorney when he started the company. He retired 2 years ago. Find him, Sandra said. I found him. It took me 1 day. Robert Ellis had retired to a small town 3 hours away. He was 71 years old. I found a phone number through the State Bar Association's retired members directory. I called him on a Wednesday evening. He remembered my father immediately. He remembered me too. He had attended my university graduation at my father's invitation. He said he remembered a young woman who gave a very good speech. Mr. Ellis, I said, I need to ask you about the founding documents for my father's company. He was quiet for a moment. What has happened, he said. I told him. He listened without interrupting. When I finished, there was a long pause. I was afraid something like this might happen eventually, he said. What do you mean? I said. Your father contacted me 14 months ago. He said. He asked me about that clause, Section 9, subsection C. He wanted to know exactly how it worked and what the timeline was. 14 months ago, I said. Yes, he said. That was before you left the company. I sat very still. He was planning this before I left, I said. I cannot tell you what he was planning, Mr. Ellis said carefully. I can only tell you what he asked me. I told him the clause required 12 consecutive months of non-participation. I also told him the clause had significant limitations that made it difficult to apply cleanly. He did not seem pleased with that answer. Do you still have the founding documents? I said. I keep copies of everything, he said. Always have. 38 years of practice. I never threw a document away. Mr. Ellis, I said. I need those documents. I know you do, he said. I will have them couriered to your attorney by Friday. They arrived Thursday. Sandra called me Friday morning. Lauren, she said, I have read everything. Robert Ellis was right. The clause has significant limitations. Your father's legal team applied it incorrectly. The 12-month period had not elapsed. And there is something else. What? I said. The original founding agreement has a provision, she said. A specific provision that was written in at incorporation. It states that shareholding belonging to immediate family members of the founder cannot be reallocated without the written consent of the shareholder in question, regardless of any other clause in the agreement. I never gave written consent, I said. No, she said. You did not, which means the board resolution removing your shares was not just premature. It was in direct violation of the founding agreement. It is void, legally unenforceable. I closed my eyes. What does that mean for the sale? I said. It means, Sandra said, that any sale of the company cannot be completed while your shareholding is in dispute. Any buyer conducting proper due diligence will find this immediately. The sale cannot close cleanly until this is resolved. How much are the shares worth? I said. She told me what she had found. The company was in advanced negotiations with a foreign investment group. The sale price being discussed was $12 million. My 34% shareholding was worth $4.2 million. I sat with that number for a long time. $4.2 million. I thought about the leaving party. The speech, the hug, the logo I had spent 3 weeks redesigning. The 4 months I had worked without full salary because the company needed the money. The small desk in the corner of his office where a little girl used to sit doing her homework, believing she was being included in something. $4.2 million worth of what cleaner this way meant. I called my father that evening. He answered. I know about the sale, I said. I know about the investment group. I know the sale price. And I have Robert Ellis's copy of the founding agreement. Silence. The board resolution is void, I said. Sandra has already drafted the filing. We are challenging the removal formally. The sale cannot close while my shareholding is in dispute. Your buyers will know that by Monday morning. Lauren, he said. His voice was different now. Quieter. The careful version of itself. Be reasonable. I am being completely reasonable, I said. I want what the founding agreement says is mine. Nothing more. Nothing less. I built this company, he said, before you were old enough to understand what a company was. And you added my name to the founding agreement, I said, in writing, with a lawyer present. That meant something. You decided it meant something. I did not put my own name there. He did not answer. The filing goes in Monday, I said, unless we resolve this before then. He called back Sunday evening. His attorney was on the line with him. The conversation was short. His attorney outlined their position. Sandra outlined ours. There was not much to argue. The founding agreement was clear. Robert Ellis was prepared to testify. The sale timeline was at risk. They offered a settlement. My shares reinstated. Full value paid out at the sale price. $4.2 million. Clean separation. No further claim on either side. I asked Sandra to review it. She called me back in an hour. It is clean, she said. It is everything you are entitled to. I would take it. I took it. The sale closed 6 weeks later. The transfer hit my account on a Tuesday morning. I was at my desk at my consultancy when it came through. I looked at the number on my screen for a long time. Outside the window, the street was ordinary. People walking. Cars passing. The world moving at its usual pace completely, unaware of what had just landed. Quietly in my account. I did not call my father. He called me 3 weeks after the sale closed. His voice was the careful version of itself that it became when he was managing something. I hope we can move past this, he said. I thought about the letter. 2 paragraphs. 7 years. The speech at my leaving party, the hug. I thought about 14 months ago. Before I had even left. Him calling Robert Ellis, asking about the clause. Planning the removal before I had made any decision at all. I thought about the small desk in the corner of his office one more time. The girl who sat there. What she believed about the man behind the big desk across the room. I do not think we can move past it. I said, not right now. He started to say something. I wish you well, Dad, I said. I genuinely do. I hung up. My consultancy has 12 clients now. I work from the office I fitted out 6 months ago. Good light, clean desk, a wall of windows facing the street. I built it from nothing the same way I helped build his company from the years when there was barely enough to keep the lights on. I know how to build things. I learned it sitting at a small desk in the corner of my father's office doing homework while he worked. That part was real. Whatever came after it was not. Robert Ellis sent me a note after the settlement, handwritten, 3 sentences. He said he was glad the documents had been useful. He said my father had been a good client for many years. He said he hoped I was well. I wrote back. I thanked him. I meant it. If stories like this speak to you, hit subscribe. A new one comes every day. There is a framed copy of my original shareholder certificate on the wall of my office, the one my father handed me when I was 22. His signature at the bottom, mine next to it. I kept it, not because of the money, not because I won, because it was real once. And some things deserve to be remembered even when they end badly. If this story stayed with you, hit subscribe. There is a new one waiting for you tomorrow.